Is the combat in Hellblade satisfying, or does its basic nature detract from the experience? The game's combat system emerges as a deliberately streamlined experience featuring light attacks, heavy attacks, dodging, blocking, and parrying as core mechanics. Many players describe the combat as fluid and responsive, with weighty animations that make each strike feel impactful. The system employs a focused approach where timing and positioning matter more than complex combinations. The combat difficulty adapts to player performance with an auto-scaling option that helps maintain tension without becoming frustrating. Boss battles receive particular praise for their unique mechanics and memorable designs, offering more tactical depth than standard encounters. The game employs a measured approach to combat frequency, with fights occurring at specific narrative moments rather than constant engagement. The combat takes place in designated areas, where enemies spawn in waves. This structured approach receives mixed reactions. Some appreciate the pacing, while others find it predictable. A common criticism focuses on enemy variety, with players reporting only 4 or 5 basic enemy types throughout the game, leading to repetitive encounters in later stages. The intensity of fights increases primarily through quantity rather than complexity, with later battles putting players against multiple opponents in sometimes cramped spaces. The game succeeds in creating a visceral combat experience through meticulous attention to animation and feedback. Players consistently highlight how each strike feels weighty and powerful, with notable emphasis on the satisfying impact of successful parries and counterattacks. The absence of a HUD contributes to the immersion, while voices warn of incoming attacks from behind, a feature many players find both practical and atmospheric. Players note that the fighting style feels appropriately brutal and desperate, matching Senua's character and circumstances. The focus ability, which slows time, adds a tactical layer that players appreciate, particularly during challenging encounters. Though the system lacks extensive combo options, many find that the raw, grounded nature of the combat enhances, rather than detracts from the experience. The fighting system operates as one component of a larger design philosophy that prioritizes storytelling over pure action. The fighting mechanics, while straightforward, reflect Senua's warrior background while still conveying her vulnerability through careful tuning of difficulty and encounter design. Some players note that while the combat could be deeper, its relatively simple nature allows less action-oriented players to engage with the full experience without being gatekept by difficulty.